Is Anthony going to be back in the lineup tonight?
Luke Glendining's out tonight. Other than that, I'm not going to comment on the lineup.
Okay, but when Mantha does get back into the lineup, what do you need to see from him? Just a higher compete level?
Again, I've had conversations with Anthony. I think I've said to you guys, ultimately, when Anthony skates, he's a great player, and when he doesn't skate, he's not as good. So you just got to make sure, as a player, that he's just continuing to bend those knees and move his feet.
And any update on Bernier? How close is he to being ready?
Closer. He was out there the whole time today, so he's getting closer. So I don't know what that date is, but he's getting closer.
Thanks.
Yep.
Maybe other questions we have in the chat. Let's give it. All right, we'll go to Ted Cole from Detroit News.
Hey, Jeff, what do you want to see when you always talk about being repeatable and doing these things the next game and the next day after that? What do you need to see tonight?
I lost you for a sec, Ted. What do I need to what?
Okay, there we go. I think I got it now. What do you want to see out of you guys tonight? When you always talk about doing repeatable things and whatnot, what do you need to see from you guys tonight?
Well, certainly the same compete level. That we had an extremely high compete level the other day. And I think we've had it on a good number of nights, but that's two in a row where our compete level is real high. I mean, we got to work and we got to compete, and ultimately got to be hard to play against. Now, that's an easy thing to say, and what's that mean? For me, it means one, competitiveness and physicality. Two, really, really good and stingy defensively, above them all night long, not giving free looks at our net, clogging up the neutral zone, those types of things, defending really well. Our D zone coverage, it has to get better than it was the other night. I thought we had breakdowns in our D zone is an area where, I think we can certainly improve in from the other night, but that we got to make sure we're hard to play against every night.
Is Glenny kind of a day-to-day thing, you think, at this point?
I would say Glenny right now is day-to-day.
Okay. I lost my train of thought. That's fine. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
Next up, Colleen St. James, Detroit Free Press.
Jeff, when you scratch a player like Anthony Mantha, do you have a conversation with Steve about it or not?
I would just say that I talk to Steve on a regular basis, pretty much every day, about a lot of things, including our lineup and players. So I don't want to go a whole bunch further than that, but I have a conversation with Steve about a lot of things pretty much every day.
You and I talked about this the other day, but just how much more do you guys look like the team that you began the season with, just having those 5 guys come back from COVID and look like a way more competitive squad?
Yeah, no, I would say, without a doubt, we were shorthanded there for a bit, and we didn't play. When you're shorthanded, you need guys to play at elite levels, and we probably didn't get enough of that every night. And I think now you just have more guys to depend on a little bit, and more. I think Johnny Merrill's a big piece of that. To be honest with you, I think Johnny has come in and done a real good job on our D-core, and I thought he was playing really well when he went out with COVID, and so he's come back in and helped us. And obviously, you got the guys up, and there's a lot of guys up front, and a couple guys that we depend on in our top couple lines. And so, we're a better lineup right now today. But I think ultimately the bigger thing is making the decision that in the understanding of how we got to play to be successful. And it's got to be really, really good defensively. And we got to be comfortable with not necessarily getting big leads in games and find ways to win games late. And, I thought, it was nice that we got the third goal there the other night. That was a big goal for us. After they made it 2-1 early in the third. So though that's a big moment. We got a big save right before that. That's how you win games.
And Tyler Bertuzzi, you kind of talked about if he might be available for the Nashville games, but if so, how do you get him there without traveling commercially?
He wouldn't be able to travel commercially, but he won't be available for the Nashville game. So it's a moot point.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Next question, Max Boltman from The Athletic.
Hey, Jeff, sorry, just one more follow-up about Mantha. This is performance-related, though. He didn't miss a meeting or something like that?
Yeah, no. This is nothing. No, there's nothing like that. Yep.
Okay, cool. Just to follow up on Merrill, what areas have you noticed him specifically? I mean, obviously he's a guy who came from a team that surprised a lot of people right away and then had some success. How much of that is, kind of is it his game that is doing that, or is it just as much kind of his outlook and all that stuff?
I would say both. He's a really calm person. I think his calmness has helped our team. He has a quiet confidence to him. And I think that's helped our team. And then I think his play is solid. Like he's a guy who, when I think it was almost a knock on him early. He didn't do anything great, but he did everything pretty well. Well, that's what you like out of your defenseman lots of times, is just do everything pretty well. And he does that. He's been able to help our penalty kill. He's been on our power play. He plays 5-on-5 in a lot of different roles. He was out there at the end of the game because he's a big guy who's got poise with the puck and confidence. So, he's definitely a guy that when he makes a mistake, it doesn't fluster him. And I think that's an important lesson for the rest of our team.
And then with Stetcher, he seems like a guy who doesn't leave a whole lot on the ice when he's out there. How important has that been to have a player like that, especially as you talk about kind of the level of compete you guys need to have on a nightly basis?
Well, I would say Stetch embodies that compete, and he does that. That's how he's made his way to the NHL. He's not a big man at all, and but yet he's been able to carve out a good NHL career. And he's I know they liked him a lot in Vancouver, and we certainly have liked him here as well because he's really, really competitive. That's what he is, and he definitely leaves everything on the ice every game. And he's not perfect, but he goes out and competes. He competes like crazy.
Thanks, Jeff.
We'll wrap up with John Keating, Fox Sports Detroit.
Hey, Blash, how much, if at all, did you think the Gudis hit on Glennie would get league scrutiny?
I didn't think at all. I thought it was a clean hit. I think Glennie thought it was a clean hit. So I didn't think at all. I thought it was a totally clean hit, to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. We'll be back shortly with Troy Stetcher.